Well, speaking of social media and staying on it too much, the Orc City meme goes viral, and what this tells us about authors on social media. I really went back and forth about whether this was going to be a news story or not because most author drama is something I want to steer clear of
He
and not
snuck this in, ladies and
clutter the
gentlemen. I would have
feed.
cut this story.
I actually do think there's value in this, though, so we'll talk about it.
Let
Fantasy
me
author
know in the chat when he's done with this story if you think this is a good segment or
I don't care. Fantasy author John Douglas tweeted about the character Fat Man from one of Hideo Kojima's video games. Hideo Kojima has a huge fan base when it comes to making video games. Well, that fan base went after Douglas on X and Reddit, and then one of them decided to post a picture of his first page. On the first page of his book, which I'm offering a personal opinion here, not the author update opinion or even Thomas's opinion, I wound up not finishing that book because I didn't like it very much. The first page is not very strong. It's not terrible, but it's not very strong. And the name of the city of the orcs was Orc City. And so X and Reddit jumped all over this and started eating this first page alive. It wound up going up in the millions of views, tons of engagement, tons of shares, tons of fighting on X and Reddit and stuff. And people were trying to mock his writing ability, and that activated the whole rest of the indie community, and they came in to defend him, which was funny to me because the defense was, hey, it's his first book. It's not necessarily great writing, but have you seen this bad writing over here? So the speculation was that this surge in X attention resulted in more sales of his book, The Black Crown. I don't see any indicator of that. I went into the numbers on Amazon. I checked his sales ranking. I checked his reviews and ratings and stuff. I don't see any evidence that there was a surge of positive attention towards his book. Of course, he did get review bombed. His Goodreads rating, you can't even look at it anymore. I think it's like a 2.0 right now. Amazon, he's like a 4.0. From a lot of the one stars that he got, not actually from this incident, but from another incident he did 3 months ago when he went after Target for shelving a bunch of fantasy books intended for women, which I'm just like, yeah, Target sells to women. So he tends to jump into a lot of controversy on X. There was Comicsgate, there was the whole Target photo thing, and then there was
so,
this recent Fat Man
so there's some idiot
post.
who's making fights online. What's the takeaway here?
The
For authors.
takeaway, no, here's the thing, because I see indie authors on X saying all publicity is good publicity, and it is not. Because it is cutting away segments of people that might have enjoyed his book, and his book is admittedly genre fiction, not intended to be Tolkien. It's not intended to be deep. It's supposed to be more like Dragonlance or the Legends of Drizzt level fantasy. It's not deep. It's just adventure and designed to be consumed that way. The thing is that by negatively punching up at other creators like Hideo Kojima or like other people that you don't like, you are now alienating segments of the population you now can't reach positively.
I think
They won't listen to you.
yeah, I think the real issue, because being in the middle of a firestorm can increase sales. I don't think it's a good strategy, but the nature of the firestorm is important. So if the firestorm is that you're a scam, right? So we were talking about some marketing firm earlier about how they're not a good company, right? That kind of bad publicity is genuinely bad publicity. And if everyone is saying, "Oh, this first page is poorly written," that is legitimately bad publicity that will hurt you because it strikes at the very core offering that you have as as an author, which is writing books that are interesting that people want to read. So you have to be careful when picking fights. There's always somebody. It's like X demands a blood sacrifice. There's always some indie author who's getting the ire of X today, and these cancel mobs picking on whoever had the worst behavior. I find it very wearisome.
You've also got, I mean, there's a couple other factors here. It's like, why are you jumping to a bunch of controversy when you have one novel that you wrote 3 years ago, and then you're trying to position yourself as an influencer or a creator in this sphere, and then you start getting piled on? I I don't understand why that would be a valid strategy because I don't see it working out. The sales rank hasn't changed enough. If it was like Devin Erickson, who got cut out of that sci-fi competition because of his politics or whatever, and his sales jumped through the roof, But he wasn't trying to start controversy. He didn't even know he was in the sale. His wife put him in it. But his sales jumped through the roof, and that's fantastic for him. That controversy worked out for him. He wasn't seeking it. His sales went through the roof. That's not happened here. I mean, this book has 80 ratings or reviews on Amazon. The last time I looked at it, of over 3 years, which is fine. But you would think from the level of social media engagement that he's getting that it would be much higher, and that's what indie authors are assuming. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter.
And social media engagement does not translate to book sales.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a circle of people who watch TV and who read books, and there's a tiny overlap. There's a circle of people who spend time on social media and a circle of people who spend time reading books, and there's not very much overlap. Your hardcore readers are not spending a lot of time with like obscure Twitter drama.